Let us start today's session. Let us start today's session, which is on essay writing. The first part, I will be explaining to you how to write an essay, and from that you will come to know in the past 3 days or 4 days what you have been practicing essay, what basic mistakes you have committed. First of all, I would like you to share in your chat if I am audible. Please answer in the chat. Okay, let's go forward. Now we see that essays are supposed to be literature that is written on a particular topic. Okay, it might be a technical essay, it might be a non-technical essay. So based upon that, we will be having to write particular essays. Okay, I will now share you my presentation. I hope you can see my presentation. So here I am going to express the basic guidelines to writing a particular essay. As I told you, an essay is a descriptive form of what the particular topic is actually. And when we follow these particular guidelines, whatever may be the type of essay, you are going to represent your thoughts very well from the pen, from your mind to the paper. Using your pen, you are going to record it very well. However, in this pandemic period, you will be using your keyboard to express your particular thoughts. And here we are seeing that your thoughts will include something being very original and novel. Now, being very original and novel is not copying at all and not showing any plagiarism. What the company wants to know through this particular essay writing has to be understood by each one of us. The company wants to know how good you are in your vocabulary. And therefore, before going to the guidelines of writing a particular essay, I hope you know that, or you remember that, you have done a technical English course in your third year, which was a self-learning course. And there you have studied grammatical constructs, right from starting to how words are created, what are the different types of speech, parts of speech, like noun, pronoun, adjective, interjection, adverb. So all these particular 8 parts of speech have to be then combined by certain rules, which are called as construction of a particular phrase, and then combining these things to form meaningful sentences. These sentences have now to be put into what we call as paragraphs. And these paragraphs have some constraint on them also. Whenever you are writing a paragraph, it should formally deal with one idea which you want to propose or you want to expand. So the paragraph should be not more than 4 to 5 sentences. It should be short, and your total essay then has to be consisting of these paragraphs. Now these paragraphs should be interlinked with each other finally to produce your particular essay. So let us see now what is an essay. As we formally describe it, so an essay can have many purposes, but the basic structure is the same no matter what. This means that essay can have various topics, and you may be writing an essay to argue for a particular point of view or to explain the steps necessary to complete a task. Whichever way you are going to express your thoughts, your essay will have a same basic format. So remember that you have to catch up in today's session what this format will be. If you follow the few simple steps expressed in this format, you will find that the essay almost writes itself. You will be responsible only for supplying the ideas, which is now going to support the basic topic, which are important part of an essay anyway. Don't let thoughts or putting the pen to the paper daunt you. Start writing. Forget about copying. Be unique and be novel in writing your particular thoughts. So now we go to express the essay format. These simple steps will now guide you through how you are actually going to write your essay. The process is decide on your topic. Here you're not going to be given any option. Probably you may be given 2 or 3 topics from which you decide upon which topic to select. Or you're given a single topic which you have to expand and write an essay on. So first thing that you do is prepare an outline or a diagram of whatever idea you have on the particular topic which is given to you. This may be your unique ideas. This may be the ideas which you have heard of someone else. This may be some quotes that someone else has used, but you wish to use in your essay. So all this has to be clubbed together and put in your diagram of your ideas. Now write your thesis statement. Now what is this thesis statement? I call it as thesis statement because it's the most important statements without which topic never be complete. It is like a problem statement, a statement in your essay which actually expresses what actually the topic is and the roundabout part of that particular topic. Then you write an expansion to this particular statement, which is called as the body of your essay. This body will consist of supporting statements so that you will understand more about the topic, and your total essay should not exceed more than the limit that is told to you. Words usually, which they tend to write. Then now write the main points and then express on expanding these main points. Now when we have these main points, we have now a way of which, or a path to explain these main points. However, we will be going through giving these descriptions in a unique way that we would like to express. After representing the main points, go for the sub-points and write down these sub-points so that you can write your particular essay. Then elaborate on the sub-points, and this will give you a total completion of your essay without an introduction and conclusion. So our next step is to write an introduction, which will be introducing a particular year, and then writing a conclusion which concludes your thoughts in your essay. Therefore, the essay format consists of deciding on your topic, preparing an outline or a diagram of your ideas, writing your thesis statement, which is the main statement, writing the body, writing the main points to be included in your essay, the sub-points of these main points, elaborating on the sub-points, then writing the introduction and writing the conclusion. Now, how much time you are going to have for all this? You are not going to have for your designing and writing your outline more than 2 to 3 minutes. So you have to be very fast and you have to write these particular things, okay, maybe on a rough paper, and start typing your particular essay. So add the finishing touches after you have typed all these things, and complete your essay and submit it in 20 minutes, which is provided you for a company like Wipro. You may have no choice, as I told you, of choosing a topic. In this case, you can still not be ready to jump to the next step, but think about the type of essay that you are expected to produce. Should it be a general overview or a specific analysis of the topic? If it should be an overview, then you are probably ready to move to the next step. If it should be specific analysis, make sure your topic is fairly specific. If it is too general, you must choose a narrower subtopics to discuss your main topic. For example, if the topic Kenya is a general one, if your objective is to write an overview, the topic is suitable because you are only writing an overview of Kenya. If your objective is to write a very, very specific analysis of, for example, the politics in Kenya, or a culture in Kenya, we will make it more specific, and we will have to write more specific subpoints for this particular topic. Once you have determined that the topic will be suitable, you can move on. Now you organize your ideas. The purpose of an outline or a diagram is to put your ideas about the topic on paper in a moderately organized format. The structure you create here may still change before the essay is complete. So don't agonize over it. Decide whether you prefer the cut and dried structure of an outline or a more flowing structure wherein your ideas flow from one statement to the other. Or you're going to have a cut and dried structure, okay, on which you are going to cut off in every paragraph and go for another point in the next paragraph. If you start one or the other and decide it isn't working for you, you can always switch later on to that particular paragraph. In organizing your particular idea, remember, think about all the surrounding items. For example, if I'm going to write on dogs, okay, which is my essay, I will talk about the health keeping of these particular dogs, the different breeds of these particular dogs, the grooming of these particular dogs, the behavior of the different breeds of dogs, and the nutrition which is to be provided by dogs. This itself gives me 5 ideas which I might describe in 5 different paragraphs as 4 sentences each, and probably reach my particular goal of writing an essay. Now, when you're writing your outline, you begin your outline by writing your topic at the top of the page. Then write the Roman numerals, first, second, and third, which are spread apart down the left side of the page. Then next to the Roman numeral, write the main idea that you have about your topic or the main points that you want to make. If you are trying to persuade, you want to write your best arguments. If you're trying to explain a process, you want to write the steps that should be followed like a procedure. You will probably need to group these into categories. If you have trouble grouping the steps into categories, try using beginning, middle, and end. If you are trying to inform something through your essay, you want to write the major categories, inform which your information can be divided. Under each Roman numeral, write A, B, C in capitals down the left side of the page. Next to each letter, write the facts or information that support that main idea. So your main idea, your sub-ideas are all going to be projected in your outline. When you have finished, you have the basic structure now for your essay and are ready to continue. Now, how do I compromise the most important statement, which is called as the thesis statement? Now that you have decided, at least tentatively in mind, what information to plan to present in your essay, you are ready to write this important statement. This important statement tells the reader what the essay will be about and what point you, who are the author, because you are not going to copy anything from others, will be making finally as your essay. You know that the essay, you know what the essay is all about. That was your topic. Now you must look into your outline or diagram and decide what points will be making to be expressed in your particular outline. What do the main ideas and supporting ideas that you listed say about the particular topic? So what all points you're going to add to the main point to express your particular topic? So your important statement will have two parts. The first part will state about the topic, will describe about the main points and how you are going to go ahead in your particular topic. And the second part states the points of the essay that are rich and have different varied history. Then we can solve some of these persistent problems in our particular essay by pressing these particular problems. Once you have formulated a important statement that fits this pattern and with which you are comfortable, you are ready to continue. Now, how do you write the middle paragraphs or the body paragraphs which fit in between the introduction and the conclusion? In the body of the essay, all the preparation up to this point comes to fruition. The topic you have chosen must now be explained, described. You may have arguments, okay, and each main idea that you wrote down will become one part of the body in the form of a paragraph. If you had 3 or 4 main ideas, you will have 3 or 4 body paragraphs, and each body paragraph will have the same basic structure. You start by writing down one of the main ideas in sentence form. Next, write down the supporting points for that main idea, but leave 4 or 5 lines in between each point so that you can put the details of that particular point. In the space under each point, write down the elaboration of that point. That is, elaboration can be further description or explanation or the discussion. Once you have finished all these body paragraphs, then you can continue to think over that you are now ready to put the points and are ready to continue. For an example, if your main idea is reduces freeway congestion, we are talking about the Kenya, okay? You might say this: public transformation reduces freeway congestion, okay? To make your complete sentence. Then I have a supporting point, which is commutators or travelers appreciate the cost savings of taking public transportations rather than driving. Then I go to elaborate the idea which less driving time means less maintenance expense, such as oil changes. Of course, less driving time means saving of the gasoline, petrol, diesel as well. In many cases, these savings amounts to more than the cost of riding public transportation. So we have supporting points and we have elaborations with the main point. Then we go for writing the introduction and conclusion, because our body is now ready. Your essay lacks only 2 paragraphs now, the introduction and conclusion. These paragraphs will give the reader a point of entry and a point to exit from your essay, understanding how you enter and then place the points in your body and then you conclude. So the introduction should be designed to attract the reader's attention. Most of the readers read the introduction and look at the conclusion. So these two are very important. Begin with the attention grabber, which might be a quote, which might be some saying, or the attention grabber that you used in the up to you, but here are some ideas. For example, if I'm writing an essay on life, I might quote Wordsworth, like, "Give to me the life I love, let the lake flow by me," a quote from the poem Leisure. Then we may have startling information to create an interest in the particular user that may be true and verifiable, and it doesn't need to be totally new to your readers. So it would simply be a pertinent fact that explicitly illustrates the point you wish to make. If you use a piece of the starting information, follow it with a sentence elaborating it. Or you may use an instance that has happened called as an anecdote or a story that illustrates the point. Be sure that your story is short because you have only 500 words to write your whole essay, and it should be relevant to your topic. This can be very effective opener for your essay, but use it carefully. Then you may use a dialogue between maybe two individuals, which does not have to identify the speaker, but is a relevant speaker which people already know about. Follow the dialogue with a sentence or two of elaborating what the dialogue was about. Or you may have a summary information telling you what your essay is, what your topic is in general, and lead the user gently to the main statements and the subsequent statements. If the attention grabber was not only a sentence or two, then add 2 or 3 more sentences that will lead the reader from your opening to your main statement. Finish the paragraphs properly well so that you can start your body of your statement. Okay? After your body comes the conclusion. It brings a closure to the reader. It sums up all the points that have been expressed in the top paragraphs. Have not more than 4 to 5 paragraphs totally. All the conclusions need is 3 or 4 strong sentences which do not need to follow any set of formula and are self-explanatory. Simply review the main points or briefly describe your feelings about the topic. This should be unique. This should be novel. This should be attractive. Even an anecdote can be the end of the essay in a useful way. The introduction and conclusion completes the paragraphs of your essay. Don't stop just yet. One more step remains before your essay is truly finished. And that is add all the finishing touches. See that your essay is the best. You have now completed all the paragraphs of your essay. Before you can consider, see that there is a flow. Check the order of the paragraphs. Check the instructions for the assignment. Check your writing right from beginning till the end. And see that the formatting is good on your typing. Once you have checked your work and perfected your formatting, your essay is finished. Congratulations and thank you for listening to me. This was a presentation of how to write a particular essay. However, you are going to use these particular formatting to write your particular essay. And once you have finished writing your particular essay, you shall be checking the word count of your particular essay is correct or not. One thing that comes into your mind always is that you have tried to express that you are not good in English. How can you say this, that you are not good in English? Being good in English doesn't mean that you are going to be only expressing the thoughts in an incomplete version. But you have tried right from your third year or your second year to do some courses in English, to talk with each other in English, and put your sentences properly in English. Remember, nowhere in the format it is demanded that you have to have hi-fi English, that you should use hi-fi words without knowing its meaning, but use words which are pertinent to your particular topic, which are related to your particular topic, which are expressing ideas in your particular topic. For example, we will check an essay that is written by you. Here it is on schooling. Can it be the future of education? Now we are talking about the schooling, and we have to express what was it about the schooling in the past, in the present, in the pandemic time, okay? And we have to use an introduction. So here this particular author has directly gone to put his particular ideas in only one paragraph. Okay, so they have not followed the format of writing an essay, which should be 4 to 5 paragraphs. Also, you see the word count. It is not satisfying the word count. So here we see, few years back, the world introduced. The world was introduced. Where is the verb? Okay, and the proper form of the particular verb. So you must write correct English sentences. Few years back, the world was introduced to the concept of internet. Okay, you can use the internet also here, because the internet is now a value of interest. How you use the Taj Mahal. And we were introduced. So you're not concentrating on your tenses. We were introduced to various aspects of the internet. You are not even thinking about the articles. You are not thinking about the verbs. You're not thinking about the tenses. One of them, and one of them, remember that, and one of them is the online examination system. Okay, so the online examination system. So use of the article is very important. Before that, schools and universities used to teach online. Okay, before that, means before the time of what? Of the pandemic, you can say. Before the time of pandemic, universities and schools used to teach offline. And students were don't knew means what? Okay, you are fumbling with the sentences. And students did not know about the concept of the internet. So most of the students were not able to do things out of the university academics. Okay, so your use of articles is very important. As a student, this can be a useful learning method for sharpening your skills in. Why are you using here unwanted? Your skills in various subjects, okay, or various technical issues. Okay, so there's confusion of drafting your particular sentence here. So they may not understand what the teacher, again here the is required, what the teacher is trying. You're talking in the present tense of a particular teacher. So argument of the verb is required here. What the teacher is trying to convey while teaching. Poor people who are from villages may not have mobiles or other resources. Okay? Poor people, comma, who are from various villages may not, or who are from the rural background, may not have mobiles or other resources to have an online transaction. In this pandemic situation, university exams are being taken in the online mode. Okay, the present situation shows us that university exams are taken or conducted in the online mode. Many of the students are not able to attend the test successfully. The students or any individual has to adapt as well as upgrade who upgrade himself or herself towards this online education system as time goes. Now, what's the problem with this essay? This essay will fetch you not, suppose you are having 20 marks for this particular essay, this essay will not fetch you more than 2 to 3 marks. The reason is you have not divided the essay into paragraphs. You're using everything in a single paragraph. Your paragraph has more than 4 to 5 sentences. All your ideas are in a single paragraph, and it looks disgusting for a particular user to read your particular essay. So please follow the format which I have given you. I will also share you this particular format on your WhatsApp group. The second person talks about, yes, surely can't be told that online schooling. What is the meaning of this surely? Yes, surely can't be told. Yes, surely it cannot be told, or it can't be told, or surely we cannot speak about online schooling, or surely it can't be told that online schooling, why do you have to have a comma here? Can be. Again, you are using can it be. Okay, can be, because you are using can't here, so the opposite of can't is can. Can be the future of education, as it has many advantages, but disadvantages too. Okay, he tried to use some impressive statements, but has used wrong vocabulary here. Okay, it can also be said that it is a traditional learning. See, again, there is no continuation. Okay, it can also be revealed that it is a form of traditional learning of the 21st century, would be the correct form. Institutions of higher education have found that online programs are basically essential in providing access to education for the population they wish to serve. See, your sentence is too long. Try to write small and simple sentences which convey a particular meaning or elaborate a particular point. In order for an online program to be successful, the curriculum, the facilitator, so this you can write, now you're talking about all the stakeholders. Okay, in order for an online program to be successful, the stakeholders, including the facilitators of the curriculum and technology, including the students, must be carefully considered and balanced in order to take a full advantage of the technology which is supporting. Okay, so this way you will form new sentences. Due to the pandemic COVID-19, online education has taken place in education society, not for secondary, but also for playgroup and the primary education. So this also will not fetch more than 3 to 4 marks out of 20, because you are expressing all your things in only one paragraph. This is very confusing and not understandable, and shows your vocabulary to a very bad extent. Okay, so try to use what I had told you as the framework of essay writing. Have an introduction, have a body for the essay, have concluding statements, totally 5 paragraphs, each paragraph having 4 to 5 sentences, where first sentence is the main sentence, and then you are following it by elaborations. Now next, we go for talking once again about schooling. Online schooling is one of the major challenge behind the impact of COVID-19. Okay, you're talking about not a single change. Okay, so it should be changes here. Okay, so online schooling is one of the major changes behind the impact of COVID-19. Sentence was okay. And since the lockdown started, every school and college, so every school you cannot use. Okay, so your agreement of the verbs in creating your sentence has to be thought about. Every school and college that was shut off to avoid spreading of the virus, but everyone was aware that this pandemic was not going to last and not going to be easy also. Therefore, schools and colleges had to take a call for opening soon. So to avoid the educational loss, online teaching, so you're coming to a conclusion in that particular paragraph about your main statement, which was on online teaching. Okay, again here the same problem is coming of using all your ideas in the same paragraph. Soon this method becomes an effective way to overcome. So soon this method is not starting off a new sentence. You cannot start a sentence with soon. Okay? So you could use this method, became an effective way to overcome educational loss in pandemic times. Frankly speaking, this method is a more effective way than the old conventional system. And you could use IoT devices. What is IoT? If you are not using it, it means of things. So never use a long form without introducing it once. So once you use complete Internet of Things into bracket IoT, and then in subsequent lines, you can use IoT. So such small problems is what you should concentrate on. We go to the next. Today's world is, again, this is in. Now we are not in. The most important idea is you are stressing on inventions and ideas. But our topic is about schooling. So first talk about schooling and the educational system. So see that your ideas are one following the other till you complete your total body of the essay. Again, divide the essay into different paragraphs. Each paragraph having 4 to 5 sentences. So remember this mantra in mind, that you have to have an introduction, a body of your essay, and a concluding paragraph. Body of the essay, 3 to 4
and your total essay should be not more than 500 words. So there are n number of essays which are not a single essay is following this particular division of paragraphs.
If you look at this particular essay, they have divided it into paragraphs. Now let us read this essay. The concept of traditional education has changed radically within the last couple of years. Being physically present in the classroom isn't the only learning option anymore, nor with the rise of internet or new technology. See here, technology, okay, and new technologies is okay, fine. At least nowadays you have access to quality education whenever and wherever you want, as long as you have access to a computer. We are now entering a new era, the revolution of the online education. Online education enables the teacher and the student to set their own learning pace, and there is an added flexibility of setting a schedule that fits everyone's agenda. As a result, using an online educational platform allows for a better balance of work and studies. So there is no need to give anything up. Very good essay, okay, very good ideas. Only the first paragraph is too large, okay. So see that where you could divide this paragraph, okay, you try to find out that. So when you go for, as a result, using the online educational platform allows for a better balance of your studies. So there is no need of giving up. Here we could have another paragraph, okay, and here we could set up the next paragraph starting from studying, which would be a more readable essay. Fine, this person has written in very good English. I hope it is not copied, and probably they will come into the passing phase of getting more than 16 marks only by doing few things of seeing that your paragraph is not more than 4 to 5 sentences and you having a conclusion finally for your particular essay. Okay, so this essay seems to be very, very long, which may be more than 500 words. Okay, so this cannot also be accepted. Fine. So in this particular scenario, we are seeing that you have made mistakes in vocabulary, you have made mistakes in sentence construction. Don't make these mistakes. Don't go for flary language. Use simple sentences. Use 4 to 5 sentences in the paragraph. And see that you have more number of paragraphs, no problem. But your essay is readable, has an introduction, has a body, has a concluding paragraph, which concludes your ideas, in this case, on the online education, on the present schooling system, and on the future which exists in the pandemic and the post-pandemic period. So in all this, we see that you are doing things, but you are not concentrating on the structure of your particular program. And therefore, you must go for writing correct sentences, looking into your vocabulary, having verb agreements, properly using simple, complex, and compound sentences, properly using the figures of speech, properly using tenses in your particular paragraph, properly using quotes, specify the person who has written that particular quote, and clearly declare these are not your words. So here we have seen that Swami Vivekananda has said to the Maharaj in Mysore, and then you are giving his quote. So when it has happened, why it has happened, what has happened is expressed very well. And therefore you have to go, and sometimes you are asking an interrogation in your essay. This creates interest, and this is what is by the person who is going to read your particular essay. And this particular person is going to give you marks. Therefore, you have to be very specific. You have to be involving yourself in reading a lot of essays of others. But don't copy during the examination. Keep those sentences, keep those ideas in your mind, but type yourself. Don't have a copy and paste. This will create a lot of chaos, and you lose an opportunity to enter into a branded company which requires you to do originality, which is an expectation of the company. And I hope this particular session will help you definitely to go ahead in writing a particular essay. Now we will spend some of the time in you asking for what difficulty you are facing in essay writing. Please unmute yourself and speak out so that I can answer you. Remember, do not be afraid. This session is organized for you to improve. And we want you to get full 20 marks or at least 18 in essay writing out of 20. So that you will perform well and get 100% selected. Please ask your queries. Do not leave the meeting because this meeting is organized for you. I want the best to come out of you. I'm seeing students like Monica Tiwari leaving the meeting. This is not good. One more thing is that whenever we talk about writing anything in a language, remember we are all sailing in the same boat. However, some are more equipped with the vocabulary of the language and some are not. Okay, so don't go into overconfidence. Even if you are very good in English, you have to fit that into the framework of essay writing and follow the steps to be followed in essay writing. None of you have done it except one person, but I'm sure that this essay is a copied essay. Don't do that. Okay, because the very look at it can tell you that this is a copied essay. Okay, so don't go for copying. Write your original thing, and these sessions are supposed to improve you so that your final essay writing is going to be done at a very good level. Yes, please ask your difficulties.
Oh, okay.
Yes, today I'm expecting that you are going to follow all the framework for essay writing and your essay is going to improve. Okay, you still have time. Every day writing one essay also, 100% you are going to improve. Okay, only follow the guidelines given in the framework of writing a particular essay. Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. We'll end the session.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, students. Thank you, Naik sir, also for organizing this particular session. Thank you.
Okay.